Nandiyan ka pala? Welcome, bitch! Today we're going to talk about depression. What is depression?
This is the definition of depression. Feelings of severe despondency and dejection.
Overview of depression. Depression is a mood disorder that causes a persistent feeling of sadness and loss of interest. Also called major depressive disorder or clinical depression, it affects how you feel, think, and behave and can lead to a variety of emotional and physical problems. So, depression, magkaiba siya sa sadness because sadness is triggered by an event. Kuhari, namatayan ka. So, you feel sad. But if you're sad for a long period of time, that is depression. And you have no reason at all to be sad. You just feel empty, you just feel alone, you just feel sad. Without no reason of being sad at all. Then, you're depressed and you have depression. To further understand what is depression, I'm going to narrate 8 signs of depression. Okay? To figure out if you have depression or not. And me, I have depression. I just want you to know that depression should be acknowledged and should be talked about. And it's mental health illnesses such as depressive mood disorder or depression is not to be stigmatized or be brought to shame because there's nothing to be ashamed about because depression can happen to anyone and can happen to people and you are a person. So come on, your feelings here are validated and feel comfortable here because you have nothing to be anxious about. Being happy isn't the same as being depressed. Depression is a term often used loosely to describe how we feel after a bad week at work or when we're going through a rough breakout. But major depressive disorder, a type of depression, is much more complicated than that. There are specific symptoms that determine whether it's depression or the sadness we all sometimes experience in life. As I've said earlier, they are magkaiba silang dalawa. Okay? Determining if persistent, unshakable dark feelings are a result of depression can be the first step toward healing and recovery. So, come on, if you want to heal and recover, I can promise you that I will serve as a professional psychologist or psychiatrist or a therapist, but I'm just here to inform you of the signs of depression. Read through these warning signs to see if it's time for you to see a mental health professional. So, I'm going to say the things, the signs, the symptoms, whether you have depression or not. Number 1 is hopeless outlook. Major depression is a mood disorder that affects the way you feel about life in general. Having a hopeless or helpless outlook on your life is the most common symptom of depression. Other feelings may be worthlessness, self-hate, or inappropriate guilt. Common recurring thoughts of depression may be vocalized as, is it my fault? It's all my fault. Or, what's the point? So, number 1 is hopeless outlook in life. If feeling mo, you have no use, wala kang kwenta, sabi, ano bang gagawin ko sa buhay ko? Wala naman direksyon ng buhay ko. Tapos, feeling mo, wala lang makakatulong sa'yo, wala lang makaintindi sa'yo. That is one of the most common signs of depression, a hopeless outlook in life. Then you always ask yourself, lagi mong sinisisi yung sarili mo, lagi mong galit ka sa sarili mo. Then It's the most common symptom of depression. So if you ever feel worthless, if you ever feel hopeless, you're not. Okay, that is depression talking. Number two is lost interest. Depression can take the pressure or enjoyment out of the things you love. A loss of interest or withdrawal from activities that you once looked forward to, sports, hobbies, or going out with friends, is yet another telltale sign of major depression. Another area where you may lose interest is sex. Symptoms of major depression include a decreased sex drive and even impotence. So, lost interest. For example, you used to enjoy going to the beach, scuba diving, trekking. You used to go to your friend's house. You used to fish. You used to play basketball, to play volleyball, to play with balls. And you used to love sex, but you lost interest on the things you love. Even a person you love. Like you lost interest of the things you used to love. Like for example, you used to love studying, you used to love learning, you used to love books or even material things or the things that made you happy in the past. But now it doesn't make any sense. You just lost interest towards the things that made you happy. Number three is increased fatigue and sleep problems. Part of the reason you might stop doing things you enjoy is because you feel very tired. That is me. Hanggang symptom number 3, pasok na pasok na pasok ako. Depression often comes with lack of energy and an overwhelming feeling of fatigue, which can be among the most debilitating symptoms of depression. This could lead to excessive sleeping, oversleeping. Oversleeping po. Napaka-common po niyan. Depression is also linked with insomnia as one might lead to the other and vice versa. They can also make each other worse. The lack of quality, restful sleep can also lead to anxiety. So according to a study I read, if you have depression, you will most likely have anxiety, and if you have anxiety, you will most likely have depression. So depression and anxiety comes hand in hand. Kung merong left, merong right. Kung merong anxiety, merong depression. That's like that, the way I understand it. So increased fatigue and sleep problems. Kapag hindi ka makatulog, that might be insomnia. Kapag nag-oversleep ka, like, yes, that is the way your body is telling you that you are depressed. Because you are oversleeping, you can't sleep, and it can lead to anxiety. Number 4 is anxiety. While depression hasn't been shown to cause anxiety, the two conditions often occur together. Bitch, I'm right. So they occur together. Symptoms of anxiety can include nervousness, restlessness, or feeling tense, feelings of danger, panic, or dread, rapid heart rate, rapid breathing, increased or heavy sweating, trembling or muscle twitching, trouble focusing or thinking clearly about anything other than the thing you're worried about. So I've made video about anxiety, and if you want to learn more about anxiety, it's part of this series. So yeah. Again, anxiety and depression occur together. It comes hand in hand. So if you have depression, a symptom of depression is anxiety. If you have anxiety, a symptom of anxiety is depression. Okay? And if you want to learn about anxiety, para lang siyang pagiging praning. Lagi kang praning, lagi kang kinakabahan, lagi kang nag-iisip, lagi kang nag-aalala. That is anxiety. Excessive worriness. Parang nakakapagpabagabag ka lagi. Okay? Moving on to number 5, irritability in men. Depression can affect the sexes differently. Depression can affect the sexes sex, kasarian, differently, research shows that men with depression may have symptoms such as irritability, escapist or risky behavior, substance abuse, or misplaced anger. Men are also less likely than women to recognize depression or seek treatment for it. Meaning, depression have another take when it comes to men. Lagi silang galit, lagi silang madaling mainis, tapos yung behavior nila is risky, and they may shift to substance abuse or they may replace their anger. For example, galit ka sa sarili mo, pero matagal ka nang galit sa sarili mo, matagal ka nang inis na inis sa sarili mo. So you're going to misplace that anger to other people. That is a sign of depression. Then, kapag babae ka, syempre mas aware ka na you have depression or not. But if you're a girl, a man, you are less likely to recognize depression or seek treatment for it, according to Healthline. Number 6 is changes in appetite and weight. Weight and appetite can fluctuate for people with depression. This experience may be different for each person. Some people will have an increased appetite and gain weight, while others won't be hungry and will lose weight. One indication of whether dietary changes are related to depression is if they're intentional or not. If they're not, it may mean that they are caused by depression. So kapag if you feel empty, so kakain ka ng kakain ng kakain. So weight gain is a sign, is the product of you overeating. Pero hindi mo yun sinasadya. Tapos kapag ayaw mo naman kumain, so papayat ka, weight loss. That can lead to anorexia and other eating disorders. So that is depression po. Because when parents look at a child overeating or not eating at all, yung hindi kumakain, nagda-diet yan, ganito, gusto niyang pumayat. While yung mga kumakain ng madami, ano ba yan? Ang baboy. No, that might be depression. Kapag hindi nila sinasadya, that might be depression. Kapag sinasadya nila, then it's not depression. Because our mind is really powerful. Depression and anxiety affects our behavior, our physical activities, the way we think, the way we act, the way we speak, the way we socialize. Like, it affects all. Okay? So, don't put youth into a little tiny box na, nagpapataba lang yan. Ito naman, nagpapapayat. No. Dami kasing mga parents, especially parents, they are not aware of mental health illnesses, which is so wrong. That's a big no for me. You should be informed. That is your job as a parent. Okay? Number 7 is uncontrollable emotions. 1 minute, it's an outburst of anger. The next, you're crying uncontrollably. Nothing outside of you prompted the change, but your emotions are up and down at a moment's notice. Depression can cause mood swings. When we say mood swings, parang yung mood swing na to, parang hindi siya hormonal, hindi siya natural. It's caused by depression. Paano mo masasabi na it's caused by depression if hindi mo siya makontrol? Kung iiyak ako, someone asked me, ba't ka umiiyak? Hindi ko alam. Tapos, ungol lang ako ng ungol, labas lang ng labas yung luha. It's uncontrollable. Tapos ngayon naman, tatawa ko ng tatawa. Pagkatapos yung umiyak. Tapos ngayon naman, magagalit ako. That is a sign of depression. Pero kung may mga mood swings naman na natural or may reason. May reason ka kung bakit ka tumawa, may reason ka kung bakit ka nalungkot. Hindi siya depression. 'Di ba? Dahil parang normal or natural mood swing mo lang yan as a tao eh. Plus, it may be hormonal, especially when women and girls have their period. Yeah. Number 8, the last one is looking at death. Yes, suicidal thoughts are the most dangerous symptom of depression. Depression is sometimes connected with suicide. In 2013, more than 42,000 people died from suicide in the United States. 42,000 people died from suicide in the United States, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. People who die by suicide usually show symptoms first. Often people will talk about it or make a first attempt before succeeding in ending their life. If you think someone is at immediate risk of self-harm or hurting another person, call call uh Call 911 or your local emergency number. Stay with the person until help arrives. Remove any guns, knives, medications, or other things that may cause harm. Listen but don't judge, argue, threaten, or yell. If you think someone is considering suicide, get help from a crisis or suicide prevention hotline. I'm sure that we have suicide prevention hotlines here in the Philippines, but I'm not just aware of it. And yes, I am aware that I have suicidal thoughts, and that is part of depression. And if you have a friend that is opening about you about mental health illnesses, please give them your time. You may not be close, you may not talk about depression, anxiety in a normal basis, but still, opening up means that person trusts you, that person can confidently confide in you with no maliciousness, with no issues whatsoever, because they trust you, they love you, they acknowledge you as their friend. So yeah, please, please, please talk to them about their feelings, about what they feel. Just talk to them. At saka, payo ko lang sa inyo, try nyong mga musta sa mga kaibigan nyo. I always do that, like checking up on people. Because I want to see how they're feeling. I want to wish them good luck. I want to wish them good night. I want to compliment them. I wish you could do that too, because it is a simple effort that will boost somebody's day up. Especially my girlfriends. Hey girlfriends, if I've sent you like, hi, I love you so much and I appreciate everything that you've done and you've become, and I'm so lucky I'm here as your friend, and I'm so happy you exist. I love you, I miss you, see you soon, hug soon. Hey girlfriends, if na sabihan na kita na I love you, I miss you, I mean that, and you matter, you're worthy, I mean that, okay? So to sum things up, the first symptom or sign of depression is hopeless outlook, lost interest, increased fatigue and sleep problems, anxiety, irritability in men, changes in appetite and weight, uncontrollable emotions, and suicidal thoughts, or looking at death. Okay? And so let's do a checklist. Number 1, I have a hopeless outlook. Number 2, I have lost interest in the things that I have loved before. Number 3, I do have sleep problems. Number 4, I am anxious and I do have anxiety. Number 5, irritability. I think self-control and self-discipline overcame my irritability dahil ask my friends, mabilis ako mairita. But self-control and self-discipline helped me a lot. And changes in appetite and weight. Yes, I've been overeating. Do I want to get? No. So that is depression because I don't want to get fat. I don't want to gain more weight. But I'm overeating. Uncontrollable emotions. Yes, I do have this. I do have suicidal thoughts, the last one. So I'm going to list this checklist in the notification box, and if you see yourself having or one and above these symptoms, please seek help if you have an access to a therapist, if you have an access to a friend on Messenger, on Snapchat, on Instagram, on Facebook. Please seek help. Please seek company. Please seek medical attention, and please inform your family if you're close. Okay, and if they acknowledge mental health illnesses as a problem. So thank you for your 21 minutes of time. Talking about depression has been fun and excruciating, and yeah, I'm so happy that I've informed you, and if you are informed, please kindly inform other people. I'm going to be linking down the article that I read this from Helpline, and please seek help and love yourself. Treat me like a queen, pamper me like a baby, love me like there's no other love. I just did that wrong, but like love yourself, treat yourself like your worth. Dapat alam mo yung halaga mo. Okay? So yeah, it has been fun talking to you about depression and, be more open about depression because you might have one of those signs. And if you have one of those, or two of those, or three of those, or five of those, or six of those signs, please seek help. Either in a friend, family member, medical attention. Please seek it. Seek it. Hanapin mo siya. Okay? Goodbye! Kakayanin natin to. Ha? Whenever suicidal thoughts arrive, call a friend. Okay? And you can call me. You can call me if you're my friend on Facebook. Or if you're a follower on Instagram, you can call me, okay? You're so beautiful. I love you so much.